Students in Eufaula return to class tomorrow, one day after closing due to security concerns. This decision was made to keep students home for the day, came hours after a student opened fire at a Georgia school. News 4's Jacqueline Lambert went to Eufaula to find out why senior educators made this decision. Jacqueline?
Kinsley, that Georgia shooting sent shockwaves around our country. When a threatening email arrived in Eufaula, that was all officials needed to see to make a decision. Usually, cars would jam this parking lot, but on this Thursday, they were bare.
Last night, approximately 7:30 p.m., an email was sent to the Eufaula High School, to the principal, of some violence that was going to happen today at school. The individual mentioned himself, it is a juvenile, and some of his friends were going to shoot up the school today.
After discussion between school officials and police, the decision to be safe, then sorry, came.
And as I'm talking to you right now, he is on his way down to the PD for an interview.
Eufaula Police Chief Danny Christ was vividly aware of what happened a few hours earlier in Winder, Georgia, when a 14-year-old shot 4 people. Despite Wednesday's tragedy an hour north of Atlanta, Chief Christ believes the reaction would have been the same in Eufaula.
And we take any threat serious, and the safety of our students in the schools is paramount. So we're going to treat every threat, accordingly.
Ultimately, investigators determined that the juvenile posed no real threat to students and teachers in Eufaula. So on Friday, students returned from their one day off and resumed normal schedules.
The fact that we have a good relationship with the school district here, the city schools, is a benefit. We work well together, and like I said, we're all about the safety of the children and the citizens of the community.
Now, Eufaula High School was supposed to have a rescheduled game today. That game has been pushed to Saturday. The police chief tells me there will be no change in police presence because he believes that they already have a huge number of people working that game to ensure everybody's safety. Live in Eufaula, Jacqueline Lambert, your hometown news leader.
Jacqueline Lambert, thank you for that report. Private schools such as Lakeside, which also shut down out of safety concerns, welcome students back tomorrow.